for any of y'all that are interested, excuse the mess. Been doing projects like crazy. But the if you want to use the Lightburn via USB on your LOWRIDER 3 and the USB cable getting in the way or whatever, I got a 4-port USB over cat5 adapter. So it's important to get stranded cat5. You see the red cable, that's stranded cat5. It runs all the way down my cable chain. Goes into the USB adapter. It picks up 5 volt off the 5 volt converter that I have in here, right here. And then all I had to do was unplug one plug where the Rambo plugs into my Raspberry Pi. So if I want to go back to using the Raspberry Pi, I just unplug the one USB and plug the other one in. You could even use a USB AB switch, but unless they're digital, they're kind of hokey. And that I don't know about interference and everything else with that, but that gives me the ability. I finally got my little pokey pad done with the studs. It gives me the ability of running the camera, and the camera's freaking awesome. I didn't know what I was missing. Basically, I could take a piece of board, put it on here or whatever shape I want, come over here. I just did this project for somebody at work, our fleet lieutenant. Let's see, I've already saved that, so let me go new. And then I can just go over here to camera control, update overlay, and there's that board I just put on there. Save settings, and then let's say I want to grab an image. I can bring a Punisher over here, trace it real quick, and then I can just put him wherever I want on the board. So let's say I put him right here. And then the other thing it gives me is the framing ability, which is just so nice. Now I can go over here and hit frame. And at low power, it's framing where that Punisher will be. So, I mean, it's really handy and really quick. You know, if you got a small or funny shaped object. I did something for my daughter the other day. It was on like a leaf. But, yeah, I 3D printed. They have this little calibration chart you got to run. You got to put it in all the different places on the thing. And that calibrates it. And then you burn a calibration image, which is this. And then you just click on 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the very center there, and that lines everything up with the picture, so it can correspond the picture with where your laser is. So again, I can go over here now, and let's say I switch to that image. I can do update overlay. You know, I can come down and shrink this down. Oh, I want to put it right here in the corner. You know, and then frame it again, and it'll put that Punisher right there. So yeah, that's an easy way. By the way, that red USB cable runs down my cable chain. Again, excuse my mess. This was my plane shop when I was into flight test planes. But here's the other side. It goes into the computer. Just the USB cable plugs in. And then I ran a separate cord for the camera, but technically, being that that's 4-port, you could plug it in. But my goal eventually is I'm going to take a aluminum beam out of that hole up there, come out, and then connect it to that beam up there with a rope. And then I got an 8 megapixel HD camera in, so I can do like a 6-foot image right here above the bed. I got a 90-degree knuckle coming for this, so it'll lower it down some, but it won't hit it anyway, being all the way up there. But just kind of clear this up some. But that would allow me to laser you know, 6-foot wide image, do all my placement and everything right there. The Louisiana Hobby Guy has got some good videos on that, but there's some really good videos on using the camera. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Rambo board and all that, but I just hate being chained to it, and I prefer not to use the USB. Lightburn has a Raspberry Pi server, but it only, I've already tried it, and that's why I bought the SD card extender here to go to my Raspberry Pi. I figured, oh, I'll put in the Lightburn, and I don't want anybody else to make the same mistake I did, to use the Lightburn server on the Raspberry Pi, but that will only interface with Ethernet on like a CO2 laser. It will not interface via the USB. I am going to get with the Lightburn folks and see if they can change that, because if repeater server can connect to the USB and I can run all my files, I can't see why Lightburn couldn't do the same thing. I mean, it's basically piggybacking off of Octoprint, I believe. But anyway, I thought somebody might like that information. Sorry I'm long-winded. Alright, God bless. Merry Christmas.